Sometimes I look at old pictures of myself and I smile. Not because everything was perfect, but because I know something now that the person in those pictures didn't. She thought she wasn't enough. She smiled in public, but questioned herself in private. She celebrated everyone's victories while wondering when life would finally make room for hers. She carried dreams in her heart and fear in her mind. She loved people deeply, but didn't know how to love herself. If I could go back, I wouldn't tell her to work harder. I wouldn't tell her to be prettier or stronger or more successful. I would simply wrap my arms around her and whisper, "You're going to be okay." One day you'll stop apologizing for taking up space. One day you'll laugh without forcing it. One day you'll wake up excited about your own life. Just don't give up on yourself. Because she had no idea that every tear was watering the woman she would become. Every disappointment was quietly redirecting her. Every closed door was protecting her. Every delay was preparing her. And every time she thought God was silent, He was actually writing a better story. Today, I smile differently. Not because life suddenly became easy, but because I finally stopped believing that my worth had to be earned. I discovered that I was never too much, and I was never not enough. I was simply becoming wiser, becoming softer, becoming stronger, becoming the woman God had always seen, even when I couldn't see her myself. Do you know what's beautiful? Healing is so quiet. One day, without even realizing it, the things that once made you cry no longer have power over you. The people whose opinions once controlled you become background noise. The places that once broke your heart become reminders of how far you've come, and suddenly you realize you've fallen in love with life again. Not because everything went according to plan, but because somehow everything worked together to shape you. I used to ask, why is this happening to me? Now I ask, what is this teaching me? That one question changed everything. Because purpose isn't just found in victories. Sometimes purpose is born in survival. Sometimes your greatest calling is simply refusing to quit. I no longer chase people who don't see my value. I no longer shrink myself so others can feel comfortable. I no longer measure my journey against someone else's highlight reel. I've learned that peace is worth protecting, joy is worth choosing, and loving yourself isn't pride. It's finally agreeing with God about who you are. There's still days when life is hard, days when prayers take time, days when answers don't come quickly. But now, I know this. I've survived every season that once convinced me I wouldn't. And if God carried me then, He'll carry me now. So today, I don't celebrate perfection. I celebrate growth. I celebrate the little girl inside me who never stopped believing. I celebrate the woman I've become, the one who finally understands that purpose isn't proving your worth. Purpose begins when you realize you've been worthy all along. If you're still searching for yourself, don't be afraid. You're not lost. You're growing. You're not behind. You're being prepared. One day, you'll look in the mirror, and instead of seeing everything you wished you could change, you see someone who survived, someone who healed, someone who kept believing, someone who finally came home to herself. So, choose yourself again, trust God again, dream again, laugh again, live again, love yourself again, because the person you've been searching for has been inside you all along.